dose of Batman stuff to talk about today. We got some Batman stuff to talk about, a double dose of Batman stuff to distract us from all the other crap that's going on out there. We're going to do them all live. We're going to start off with a sad. So, sad is Joel Schumacher, director of some of the Batman movies and The Lost Boys, died at 80. Now, you guys know me. The Lost Boys is my all-time favorite movie of all time. Absolutely love it. I never get tired of it. It is the one movie that I can always kind of go to as a, like, one of the few comics I have. So, Lost Boys stuff. Lost Boys related. So, sad news. He passed away at 80. And it looks like it was from cancer. We do have some other Batman-related stuff. This is what you're really here for. Michael Keaton is in early talks to play Batman again in this Flash movie. Now, I was kind of not thinking that this Flash movie was going to be a thing after Ezra Miller did what he did in, you know, where he grabbed a woman by the throat. Yeah, that's all the Ezra Miller stuff. I was under the impression that maybe they were just going to quietly forget about that. No, they got to pull out the big guns and they got to talk to Batman himself, Michael Keaton, to come back and play Batman. Are we on board with this? What do you guys say? Okay, seriously, what happened with the Ezra Miller thing? Did he really just snap on her? All I saw was the little clip of the Ezra Miller, you know, you want to fight me? You want to fight me? And I can't play it because it's like violence and stuff, but that'll be demonetized. Yes, a real Batman is coming. Well, possibly. Here we go. This is from Variety, and now they're sourcing somebody else. They're sourcing The Wrap. Michael Keaton is in early talks to return to portray Batman alongside Ezra Miller in Warner Brothers' The Flash. Yeah, but see, it's just going to be a Batman movie. If you have Michael Keaton in it, it's just going to be a Batman movie. Also, what about Ben Affleck? What about his Batman? Did we forget about him? I guess we forgot. You're just going to confuse normies. But hey, here's the thing. All the people who really haven't cared about Batman since Michael Keaton was Batman, this might get their butts back in the seats, right? No, please no, I'm begging, don't destroy my childhood live-action Batman. Yes, he made Batman great again after decades. I am more excited for a Flash movie that I probably wouldn't have seen otherwise if this is the case. Are they? Okay, so here's the other question. Are they just playing on nostalgia? Are they just trying to play on the nostalgia of people who have been less than excited? Is this another one of those things that's just going to get back at the whole Snyder Cut sort of stuff? Because I think a lot of people who weren't super happy with the whole direction the DC universe has been going since it got a little, you know, Zack Snyder-y. Maybe. Joseph Wayowitz, hail to Queen Mecca. Keaton should be the older version. Batman Beyond. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's the thing. You're going to get a lot more older people on board or just coming back and watching this out of curiosity. You're going to get people who probably are like, I haven't watched a Batman movie in a while. I'll go and give this one a shot because you got this one back. This really feels a little bit more like when they brought in Luke Skywalker, you know, they brought in the original cast. They brought Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher for Star Wars just to, you think they're going to do that? You think they're going to go that route? I just thought about that. You think they're going to go the route of, okay, now that we have them back, now we have Bruce Wayne back, now we'll kill him off because he's a toxic old white dude. You think they'll go that route? Kevin Conroy did the multiple Earth thing on these series. You think they're going to go that direction? You think it's going to just be there just to insult Batman? Because that's another possibility. That's another possibility that I didn't even think of. That maybe they're going to do that. And there's more to this Batman stuff. We're going to reread this one because I wanted to clip this too. And what's probably the biggest development for the DC Extended Universe, aka the DC Comics Movieverse, is that Michael Keaton is in talks to return to the role which he's best known for, which is Batman. It's a surprising development for a universe of films that already has two Batmans. Batmans. This is like octopus, octopi, or fungus versus fungi. And is Batman a fungi? Oh, that's a terrible one. I should have said no to that one before it came out of my mouth. But the way that Warner Brothers is bringing him back could provide the studio with a way to sort of reboot the franchise again, because Hollywood is out of ideas and they need to constantly reboot, remake, rehash, and just make the same thing over and over. Hollywood and entertainment movies are really turning into the iPhones, aren't they? Where you just get a new one every 6 months, every year. which has been without any sort of narrative center since Justice League. Keaton will make his return as Bruce Wayne in the long-delayed The Flash movie, which makes so much sense. You may recall that at San Diego Comic-Con in 2017, Warner Brothers announced the Flash film would be called Flashpoint. The planned film no longer has that title, but will still be based in part on the Flashpoint comic. Back in 2017, as rumors mounted that the DC films would be moving away from Ben Affleck's version of the Caped Crusader. Yes, but he's also coming back, isn't he? Aren't they doing all that stuff where they're all coming back for the Snyder Cut if they have to come in and do a couple of lines or whatever? We wrote that the Flashpoint movie, which would involve time travel and alternate universes, would allow them to recast the character. Oh, also, guess who else they could recast? The Flash, right? Are they going to bring in the TV one because Ezra Miller and that little incident that, you know, we're not allowed to talk about or show because that's a stunt. That's, you know. Awesome punnage. It's a bad pun. Oh, that was a terrible pun. That was horrible. It was a bad pun. Would allow them to recast the character without starting over from scratch, and that's still true. But clearly we weren't thinking big enough back then. Bringing back Keaton this way would allow Warner Brothers to turn their frustrations with the state of the DCEU in a long-term win. And they could even use this to bring the Snyder Cut of Justice League into the DCEU canon. Well, see, this is the thing. If you have a creative enough writing team and do good enough stories and have enough of a science fiction background, you can do all this and more. You know, we used to be able to incorporate all these sort of things into Star Trek. That's why we had a mirror universe. So how would that work? Well, let's talk about the Flashpoint comic for a second. The story saw Flash himself, Barry Allen, attempt to use time travel to save his mother, who died when Barry was young. The Flash can travel in time thanks to his incredible speed and the Speed Force, which was what gives Barry his powers. But when Barry makes his journey into the past, he screws it up. His actions change the past and spawn an alternate universe. It's kind of like when Biff from Back to the Future went back to 1955 and gave himself the sports almanac. Hey, that's the dimension we're living in right now. Right? That's where we are right now, I think. Probably.
What do you want? When do you want it?
Sheepies. I had to pull up a clip because of the Peace Corps. And I like the sheepies because they're cute. And in this version of the world, Bruce Wayne is dead. And the Batman is actually Thomas Wayne, Bruce's father. So there you go. That's what you guys are saying. He's going to be Bruce's father. From there, it all gets pretty complicated. But the Flash teams up with other heroes to try and fix the timeline. And the end result in a new reboot of the DC Comics universe, which is what we call the New 52, and that's where you got, like, all the new Supermans and all that stuff. Hollywood's faithful flock, right? And they go into the history of all this stuff. If you really want to read this, definitely check out the Wrap article here. You know, that's a way to do it. That's definitely a way to do it. You're just going to confuse people, though. You're going to get a lot of people who don't want to do all the homework. You're getting a lot of people, like with me, for example, I didn't even want to watch all the Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff because then I would have to watch all of the shows, all the stuff that a lot of even people I know who liked those shows dipped out of about a season in. And yeah, you've got too many confusing, conflicting things. You've got this version and that version and that. This is one of the problems that we had, and I can speak to this as a Star Trek fan. This is one of the problems that started with Star Trek, where you had all these different universes and different versions of things. And in 2009, when they brought in this whole Kelvin universe into the timeline. So, and of course, the Snyder Cut, the multiple universe shenanigans can make it so that both Joss Whedon's and Snyder Cut's versions of the Justice League are part of the canon. Without the multiverse, what would absolutely not be possible? Without the multiverse, that would absolutely not be possible because the two versions contradict each other. Yeah, so you can write around it. Do we have faith that they're going to be able to pull this off, though? I don't know if I have faith that they're going to be able to pull this off or not just turn Michael Keaton possibly coming back into, they're just going to turn him into the tragic broken hero. They're going to destroy your favorites. They're going to do the same thing they did with Han Solo, with Luke Skywalker, with Patrick Stewart as Captain Picard, with all of your legacy characters, especially the old white dude characters. They have this thing where they have to go in and destroy them. So even if they do bring back Michael Keaton as Batman and we get that, what type of character is this going to be? Is he just going to be another chance for them to just take a shot at him because he's old and people just have this thing against old white dudes all of a sudden?
White male rage, white male rage, white male rage.
Hollywood are ageist. And yeah, with the ageism and sexism and racism in Hollywood right now, especially against older white actors, especially male ones, do we really think this even has a chance of working? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section of this clipped portion of the video. I am going to go back to my live chat. Don't you guys go anywhere.